right, so the next night after the Ultimate Fighter finale is another fight night. The headline is Junior Dos Santos against Tai Tuivasa. But other names on the list, Shogun Hua against Tyson Pedro, and Mark Hunt against Justin Willis. That's not a bad one.
No, it's not.
You want to start with Hunt and Willis?
Yeah. So let's look at Tuivasa versus who'd say what was again? Who'd take Tyson? Juniors?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Jared Santos versus Tai Tuivasa. Yeah.
Right. So that's an interesting one. So I'm guessing because you got Tuivasa, Mark Hunt, and Tyson Pedro, I'm going to go ahead and make an educated guess and say this fight's going down somewhere in Australia.
I would say maybe somewhere in the Pacific Ocean, like Australia.
Yeah. Southern Pacific is probably pretty safe bet, but
It's his first fight in Saudi Arabia, dude. What are you talking?
yeah. So I think, but anyways, apart from that, Tuivasa, he looks really good. I'm trying to recall his previous fights. I want to say, I can't, it's bad, but I'm kind of confusing him with Tyson Pedro because I'm pretty sure Tyson Pedro is coming off a loss.
I believe so, yeah.
Tyson Pedro just lost, didn't he?
Yeah, and I think Shogun Hua just got a loss too.
Shogun?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's coming off a loss as well. I think, and let's see, he's fighting JDS. JDS it's been a minute since he's fought, if I'm correct.
And I think he's coming off a loss too.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
That's crazy. I think 5 out of the 6 dudes in the top 3 fights are coming off a loss.
Right.
I don't know about Justin Willis. I know Tai Tuivasa just beat Andrei Arlovsky.
Okay, so he just beat Andrei Arlovsky. Okay.
And Andrei Arlovsky's been on a tear.
Yeah, he was looking great there for a while.
Yeah, so that kind of gives me... I feel like that gives the edge to Tuivasa over Dos Santos.
Okay. Dos Santos is getting old, man.
Yeah, I think he doesn't look like the JDS of old. I'm thinking.
Well, he's only 34.
I know, and what's crazy is Shogun. I think is only like 35 or 36.
Yeah, that's actually he is 36. That's disturbing.
Yeah, he looks just as old as JDS. They're pretty old.
He looks older than Mark Hunt, and Mark Hunt is 8 years older than him.
Yeah, they have an age grade, and their records haven't aged great either.
No,
I think I want to say Shogun's last notable win was over. He has a win over. Maybe I'm confusing it with Jacare Souza, but doesn't he have a win over Derek Brunson recently? Or was Derek Brunson his loss? I'm about to look it up, but let's see. Yeah, Anthony Smith. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, Anthony Smith knocked him out, didn't he?
Yeah, KO in round 1. That's right.
I think I remember that one being pretty gross. It was bad.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. He won against John Vellante, who we were just talking about.
Yeah.
And Corey Anderson. Hang on. He actually hasn't. Okay, so since 2015, he beat Antonio Nogueira, Corey Anderson, and John Vellante, and then recently lost to Anthony Smith. So he hasn't been looking bad. I mean, that's not a terrible career. But similar to Chris Weidman's situation, I don't think he's getting back into that middleweight gold. Obviously, I don't think he possesses the same skills. Maybe he still does, but I think maybe the talent is involved around him. And a glowing example of that is someone like Tyson Pedro, who's extremely young, extremely hungry, well-versed, hungry, and he's well-versed on his feet. They've got a great kickboxing program over there. I think I'm thinking Tyson Pedro gets this all the way.
I agree.
Okay, so we have Tyson Pedro over Shogun, Willis and Hunt. What's the prediction there?
Okay, so Tyson Pedro lost to OSP. That's interesting. Hang on. So, okay, Tyson Pedro is...
Yeah, he lost to OSP just recently. That was his...
Yeah, so Tyson Pedro is a light heavyweight, and Shogun's been fighting at middleweight for a while, but Anthony Smith is light heavyweight, so this is probably going to be a light heavyweight.
I think Shogun's last fight was it's at light heavyweight. I think Shogun's last fight was 205 as well.
Boy, it'd be interesting to see Tyson Pedro go down to middleweight though.
Yeah,
but, he's down 6'3". That's pretty.
Well, I mean, it's pretty locked up. His buddy's down there,
right?
Holding the title.
Yeah, that's true. But as we've heard recently with the whole Ben Askren situation, I guess that's not actually a problem.
So I honestly think the Justin Willis-Mark Hunt fight, I think it might end up the same way that Mark Hunt's last fight ended up with Alexei Olenek, where if Justin Willis takes him down to the ground, it's like Mark Hunt doesn't know what to do half the time. But the trick is you got to get in there before one of those lunch boxes catch you in the mouth.
Yeah,
it's not nearly as easy as people think it is.
Yeah, the dude's all of 265 pounds, and he hasn't lost a single fight since 2012. So
see, here's the thing, though. I think Justin Willis is going to want to stand there and trade.
That might be the dumbest thing to do, but
that's probably what he's going to do. Is what
I think it's a 6'1", 265-pound guy. That's that's you kind of run out of options at that point. You essentially turn yourself into Mark Hunt. There are some exceptions to that rule, but he's kind of a shorter, stockier guy in that weight class. So I think they're gonna just stand in there and bang, for lack of a better term.
But even then, Mark Hunt TKO'd Derek Lewis not too long ago.
Right.
Like I don't think size has anything to do with it when it comes to Mark Hunt.
Yeah, that's true. It's true. And they, Mark Hunt definitely has the potential to put just about anybody away. So
I mean, he did it. He did it to Roy Nelson. Of all people, no one ever thought that jaw could ever be broken.
Most notable win is over Chase Sherman. Chase Sherman's not bad. This will be the first. This will probably introduce Justin Willis to the scene.
If you look at his record, man.
And I believe we saw Willis on the 217 card. I think that's when he first really popped on my radar, at least. The return to GSP. Card. I can't remember who he fought.
He fought. I'm looking at his record right now. Alan Crowder at UFC 218.
Oh, 218. Okay.
Yeah. He has a KO'd him and punched us.
Okay.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, he looked real good against him. I'm thinking. I think to bust out onto that scene and to make himself, if he is really hungry for that title, he's gonna be looking for to knock out the knockout king.
Yeah.
You know.
And if he does it, he's got a really good looking record to become a contender in the heavyweight division.
Yeah, if he floors someone like Mark Hunt, that's going to be talked about in that division. But especially with the way the division looks right now.
And if he could do it with his hands too, because I can't recall a time when anyone's ever knocked him out with a punch. I mean, because Overeem did it with a knee. I mean, he's been TKO'd before, but not quite the same thing. Was it Crow Cop that kicked him in the head?
We're talking about Mark Hunt?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that was a while ago.
That was a long time ago, but I can't think of anyone that's knocked him out standing. I could definitely be wrong, but...
Right. I think this would be kind of a knockout fight for that one. I'm going to go ahead and say that Justin Willis, younger, hungrier fighter, I'm going to give him the advantage. I'm going to say knockout, second round. Yeah, second round knockout.
I agree it's going to be a second round knockout, but I don't think it's going to be. I think it's going to be in favor of Mark Hunt.
Yeah. That's not unreasonable.
I was really hoping to be the wild card in this one. I'm going to go Mark Hunt in the first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Knockout.
Remember, Mark Hunt beat Derek Lewis by TKO.
Which is incredible. Like the guy who praises himself on his heart. Not saying he doesn't. He's shown it plenty of times even since.
Well,
but he TKO'd Mark.
I don't think Justin Willis is bad, but I think that his game plan going into fighting somebody like Mark Hunt is bad. And mainly because he doesn't really have any other options. He's not a wrestler. He doesn't have excellent ground game. At least we've never seen it. And
but no, I mean, he doesn't have one.
Yeah, and I think that standing up, I just think that it's a bad day against a guy like Mark Hunt, man. He might be older. He might not be, at the highest point in his career, but I still think he's dangerous. I say either first or second round knockout in favor of the big old Samoan.
All right, and for the main event, JDS against Tuivasa. Are we all in agreement?
Are we?
Well, I don't know. It sounded like it in the beginning.
I'm thinking Tuivasa takes one home.
Do you have anything specific?
I don't know, because I feel like I've seen him look sloppy a couple times. And Junior Dos Santos has the ability. I just don't know. I'm thinking Tuivasa. First round TKO.
You're calling first round TKO?
First round TKO for yeah. I think JDS's chin hasn't held up under the test of time.
I mean, Tuivasa he's beat Arlovsky. That's pretty much it. If you really think about it, I mean, his whole record is kind of.
Well, I mean, it's really hard to become a contender with an undefeated record. Especially in the UFC. Especially, like, right now. This is the best the heavyweight division's looked in, I'd say, 2 years.
Yeah. So I mean, you're starting to breathe life into it, and I'm liking it.
Yeah, I am too.
People
But even if you took Daniel Cormier out of the equation, it would still look pretty sick.
Yeah, even then.
I don't want to count JDS out of that fight, though.
No, not at all.
I'm not saying JDS is off. He's gone. But I don't think
JDS is dangerous, man. I still think that he can end it. But yeah, I'm with you. I think Tai Tuivasa is. I mean, beating Arlovsky is not an easy thing to do.
No.
Yeah.
No, that is a veteran of the sport.
Yeah, for me, because I as much as I want this to be an exciting fight, I don't think it's going to be. I think this is the biggest stage Tuivasa's ever going to... Well, not ever going to be on, but this is the biggest one so far in his career. I'm going to go ahead and say Tuivasa by decision, which sucks because they're heavyweights.
Yeah.
I think I want to see a war, because I know it's within the realm of possibility when you're fighting a guy that has a pretty aggressive style like JDS. But hoping for wars in the heavyweight division is like hoping that the sky rains gold. But
yeah. Kind of like hoping for wars in the heavyweight division.
Not to fanboy, but some honorable mentions on this card. We got Paul Craig. I don't know if you remember, he slapped that triangle on that Russian.
Now, you know what? Did you know about the Paul Craig fight? One that happened recently? Well,
You're talking about the triangle choke in the last 10 seconds, right?
I really liked him in Skyfall.
Oh, okay. Moving on.
No, I need to get this out. Okay, Paul Craig, for anybody who's listening, he was on the losing end of a fight, and I mean all 3 rounds losing this fight.
All 2 rounds in 50 seconds.
14 minutes, 59 seconds, he was losing that fight. Out of nowhere, at the very end, pops on, did triangle choke or was it an armbar?
No, it was a triangle.
It was triangle, throws on just a beautiful triangle from guard. Out of nowhere, he was getting absolutely beat up on the ground. Throws on the triangle at the last minute and submits the dude with just seconds left. It was unreal.
The part that made it even more unreal is that he was fighting against a Russian. That dude, honestly, just like if you look at any Russian throughout fighting history, all that dude had to do was go unconscious and he would have won the fight. He tapped with like a second or 2 left in the round.
He wouldn't even have gone out in that quick a time.
No. No.
And I'm pretty sure that dude he did it to is a freaking Dagestani. It was Magomed and Kalev, right?
Possibly.
Yeah.
Magomed and I'm looking at it. Magomed and Kalev, and I think that he's another Dagestani.
Right.
So one of those mountain men is pretty impressive. So, Paul Craig, this dude that wore
Yeah, from Braveheart.
The Braveheart shit, because he's from Scotland.
Yes. Okay. Now I know who you're talking about.